Hi everybody, hi, this is Dr. Ken Muich, and we're doing a live video outside of town. We're visiting some different locales, so to speak. But today, this is number 90, live video number 90 for Fibromyalgia Wellness Center and Stetson Chiropractic Clinic, in which we're talking about a lot of different things and different health avenues toward fibromyalgia. We're going to be talking about salicylates and, believe it or not, carbohydrates, how they actually tie in. It's going to be very, very interesting. For those people that have been following our regular weekly live videos, you know that we already went through the program, the protocol, and we found that fibromyalgia is probably a high level of probability that you have a genetic mutation involved, in which 200% more phosphate and calcium actually accumulates in the cells. And when that happens, it causes a lot of symptoms in patients and fibromyalgia, including pain, fatigue, sleep deprivation, immune system problems, sleep, like I mentioned to you, a variety of different things that actually happen to fibromyalgia patients with their symptoms. So what we found in our studies, and I work with Dr. R. Paul St. Amand out of California. He's an MD and a researcher out of UCLA, and he has fibromyalgia. And for decades, he's been studying fibromyalgia so that he can actually continue practicing. And he is. He's 88 years young, still working a full schedule. And he is using the same protocol he uses on his fibromyalgia that he also teaches and trains to doctors to use on other patients, including myself. We've been working with him for decades. So we found that guaifenesin, an innocuous substance, pulls the excess phosphate and calcium out of the cells. You urinate it out, unless you actually are using salicylates that actually block this from actually happening. So what's a salicylate? Very, very simple. Salicylates are plant-based items. And think of all the different foods that you eat, okay? The carrots and the celery and the broccoli and all the different things. Those are all salicylates. Salicylates are a chemical that is actually in a plant that actually saves the plant from fungus and various other diseases. And so salicylates are very, very important for plants so that they can grow. And obviously carbohydrates are very, very important for you. And the plants that we're talking about here are very important, especially low glycemic. Most fibromyalgia patients have some form of hypoglycemia, so we put them on a restricted hypoglycemic diet that includes low glycemic vegetables, a lot of fruits and so forth and so on. Fruits are, they're salicylates, anything that is a plant. So hopefully you understand that. Now, the problem with this is twofold. Number one is you can overload on vegetables, but the nice thing about it is we give you actually a list of fruits and vegetables, so forth, and amounts that you can eat, because otherwise you can overload the liver, and the liver will not be able to break down the salicylates. That's the nice thing about your body, is that it can neutralize the salicylates through the liver. However, just like anything else, if you eat bushel baskets full of certain vegetables and so forth, it's going to overload the liver, and you won't be able to break the salicylates down. So we give you a map to follow in that respect. But what about all the other things? See, salicylates are easily absorbed through your skin, intestine, through the mucous membranes of your mouth. Starting eating it, bingo, goes right through very, very quickly. And so what else can you expect as far as salicylates? Well, here's the thing. There's a lot of things that are out there that are salicylates that are manufactured, like, for example, cosmetics. Now, almost all women's cosmetics are plant-based. Does that mean that they cannot use these? Well, keep in mind, there are manufacturers that produce salicylate-free products. As a matter of fact, Mary Kay was the first manufacturer to produce salicylate-free products, believe it or not. You just have to ask for them. Almost all manufacturers actually do that. They actually have salicylate-free products. And so that's a very, very important aspect that you have to understand, so that you're not stuck with something that the women right away say, well, forget it. I'm not going to go on this if I can't use my cosmetics. And I'll get into a couple of different areas as far as what you could look into for that. The most important thing is that this is easy if you just take a few moments to identify what is on the list of products that make your products up, so to speak. So things such as, like I say, cosmetics, a lot of health products like that you put creams on your skin and so forth, the Bengays and the topical creams and the shaving creams and the toothpaste and mouthwash. Many of those are actually salicylate based, and so you have to find salicylate free products for those. Now, you can't walk through grass if you have fibromyalgia and you're on this protocol, because that'll absorb right through your skin. How about plants that you're working with by hand? You have to use some gloves and so forth. This is not impossible. It's just you have to just think a little bit about what you're doing. So you have to identify. And what you do is you take the products, you turn the product around and look and see what the product is made up of. What are the ingredients? If there's any plants in them, then you can't use them. You have to look for something that is plant-free, okay? Let's see, Tom's of Maine is a great manufacturer that has salicylate-free products. Cleure, C-L-E-U-R-E, also has salicylate-free products. You can actually check Google. You know, I ask patients different questions. They say, well, I'll Google it. Google it. Just check and see. Does this product have salicylates in it? S-A-L-Y-C-I-L-A-T-E-S, salicylates. Well, so, how about medications? Bayer aspirin, acetylsalicylic acid, anything has salad, you can't have that. Okay, that's some products that you cannot have. Pepto-Bismol, you can't have any tea. I know. You're going to have to find substitutes for some of these things, okay? How about the lip balms and the chewing gum? Again, toothpaste, all these things. You know, you say, what's salicylates in toothpaste? Peppermint, spearmint, those things that you enjoy as far as when you're brushing your teeth, they're plant-based, okay? You can't have those, okay? Safe things, like I say, Tom of Maine, Cleure, let's see, you can have Tylenol, you can have Advil, you can have Aleve. Those products are acetaminophen, not acetylsalicylic acid, acetaminophen, okay? So again, you can have Tylenol, you can have Advil, you can have Aleve. Those products are good. If worst comes to worst, you can actually check with the manufacturer and say, are there any salicylate products in there? Look, you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired to go through this program. This is probably the most difficult. And yet, once you get on it, you're like a diabetic. Think about it like that. You have to check everything. Diabetics have to know what they can and cannot eat or take and so forth. Same thing with a fibromyalgia patient. If you want to become safe and healthy and get back to a state of living so that you can enjoy life. So it takes a little bit of time to figure things out. Once you get this established, it's very easy. You just follow it, okay? So the guaifenesin works to pull the excess phosphate and calcium out. Salicylates block that from happening. Stay off of salicylates. That doesn't include foods, okay, as long as you monitor and find out exactly how much, and again, we give the sheets for it, all right? It's just the fact that you can't overindulge because the liver can be overworked when you do this, okay? So again, you have to think like a diabetic. You have to check labels. You have to check and see what's in them. You cannot allow any modifications. If you want to get better with this, then you have to not cheat. You have to think about it in that respect, okay? And like I say, almost all manufacturers produce salicylate-free products. You just have to ask for them, that's all. You have to ask if it comes to Googling, if it comes to the manufacturer, whatever else. Again, hey, most fibromyalgia patients I know, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, okay? This will actually help change your life and bring you back to a life of normalcy, so to speak. But a lot of the products we just take for granted, okay? The things we put on our skins and so forth, ingest, you can't have. Also, and this was, a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe it. Any of the ginkgo bilobas and any of the other plant-based supplements, not food, but supplements. How do you know it's a supplement? Because it says that on a bottle. You look to it and say, oh, it's a supplement. Look and see if there's any plants in it, okay? If it does, okay, St. John's wort, like I said, ginkgo biloba, right? You can't have those, okay? At least get off of them for a while and see if you make, if it makes a difference in your life. If it does, that's great for you, okay? Because there are substitutes that you can use instead of constantly being sick. Modifications will cause you to fail in this program. That's why I always tell patients, look, you have to want to be healthy. Think back of when you really were feeling good and then when you're feeling really bad now and so forth. Isn't it worth the chance to take to change your life, to follow this protocol? We know it works. We've been doing it for decades. And for the most part, it's pharmaceutical free. You know, the only thing you're going to be taking is guanfacine, and that's it's an OTC. It's an innocuous substance that's been in existence for decades. People have been using it. Don't take the Mucinex, by the way, because that has a capsule on it that has salicylate in it, so you can't do that, okay? You have to take products that we specifically determine that are salicylate free for this. So don't go on your own and try to do this on your own. Like I said, there's certain things that you have to do through a physician that has been trained in the protocol because of mapping, because of different testing, because of the amount of guanfacine that you need to take and so forth, the salicylates. Don't be afraid to check. Now, if you are really concerned about a product, you can always check with Dr. St. Aman's website, and it's www.fibromyalgiatreatment.com. That's www.fibromyalgiatreatment.com. And many times he has all sorts of different products and so forth, and you can ask questions and so forth, and they will be more specific because they're constantly testing products just for this reason, so that you know that you can actually take these products and not have some kind of adverse effect, so to speak, that would be a modification of your program itself. So there's so many different, like I say, salicylate-free products out there in so many different ways. Like I say, vitamins, you have to check and see, like vitamin C, many of them are plant-based, okay? It just, I know it sounds like I'm taking everything away from you, but we're not. We're just taking those things that would adversely affect this program that we know works very, very well for patients. And why would you want to start on something and not go through with it 100%? You really need to take the time to make sure that you understand that there are certain things that you cannot ingest, put on your skin, take whatever during this period of time. At least try it, okay? Again, the St. John's worts, the flaxseed oils, the ginkgo biloba, all those things are plant-based. You can't really ingest those, okay? Foods you can ingest up to, like I say, the amount that we give to patients based upon the handouts that we give. But for the most part, that's actually going to be healthy for you. It really is. You'd be surprised how many patients come in literally within maybe 3 to 5, 7 days, maybe 10 days at the most, to come back and say, you know, I can't believe, you know, some of the things that I'm starting to feel. I can actually taste foods. Obviously, what I was taking was adversely affecting my taste buds, or you know, I get a little bit more energy. I'm feeling pretty good. You know, it's a lot of things that are evolved around me. I'm not as tired. Maybe some of the pain is reducing. I feel a little bit better, so forth and so on. All these things come to pass when you follow our protocol succinctly, like I say, okay, and not allow for any modifications. Identify, like I say, and make sure that you don't deviate from the protocol itself. And keep in mind, you know, the plant foods, like I say, a lot of fruits and vegetables, most of those are low glycemic. They're going to be healthy for you. But those people that have hypoglycemia or are really concerned about pre-diabetic, these are great, because that way it'll keep you keep your blood sugar at an even keel. You want to have those extreme ups and downs, so to speak. And that's, I think, very, very important for each and every individual. So, gone through the program. We've gone through what might adversely affect it. There's a lot of wonderful things out there that we've covered. In the process of putting these on YouTube. We're expanding out a little bit as far as knowledge and information so that we can get this to you. And meantime, we saved each and every one of these so that you can look back and check all the different areas that we've covered. Some of these I'm doing a little bit of a repeat with updates on it after 90 of them, because a lot of people say, well, I don't quite understand, so forth and so on. So we're actually using a little bit more information to get this information out to you. Don't be afraid to contact us. My website is fibromyalgiawellnesscenter.com, fibromyalgiawellnesscenter.com. You can also email me at dcken, the number 2000, that's 2000, at C as in cat, S as in Sam.com. That's D as in dog, C as in cat, Ken, K-E-N. The number 2000, 2000, at C as in cat, S as in Sam.com. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm getting more and more people from out of state, even some out of country, that are actually interested in our program. I'm trying to get this out to more and more people. I'm trying to set something up for 2020 so that we can actually have a fibromyalgia congress, so to speak, or a convention of speakers. And so we'll keep you in touch with that, let you know when that might be taking place, so that we can get other ideas and information out. Hey, look, we know our protocol works because it works on the condition, but there's others out there that might be worthwhile for you to listen to put a whole package together. We don't believe that ours is the only one that will help you as far as feeling better. There are other programs out there that may be able to help you as far as your symptoms are concerned. So I'm not adverse to allowing other people speak, and so that's what we're going to do. Okay, this is Dr. Ken Muich, Fibromyalgia Wellness Center, Stetson Chiropractic Clinic. Feel free to give us a call, contact us, let us know how we might be able to help you so that you can start living a normal life. I want to thank you very, very much. We meet most every Monday, 12:30 p.m. For about 15-20 minutes at the most on a subject concerning fibromyalgia or other related health conditions. And we'll be doing the same thing next week. I'll let you know what the subject will be on. Thank you so very, very much. Have a great super week. Happy Veterans Day to all of our wonderful people that have sacrificed so much for us so that we can actually be sitting here and talking to each other and enjoying our life. Thank you. God bless everyone. And we will see you next week. Good Lord willing. Thank you.